Well, it's exactly 2 years since the demise of the iconic media mogul and marine engineer Raymond Anthony Dokpesi. But his contributions to various sectors of Nigeria's economy and national political life remain erasable. Correspondent Anoyoyo Wiabuyoge tells the story of his political journey, philosophy, and what influenced his choices, for which he was either cherished or even vilified.
Raymond Anthony Dokpesi, a high chief and PhD holder in marine engineering, had his hands in many pies. Beyond his tremendous contributions to the maritime industry, he was a scholar, author, and university teacher.
RAYMOND DOKPESI.
He was a sports and entertainment enthusiast. He is still standing tall as a community leader and philanthropist in his lifetime.
Born at Adamasingba.
Of all these accomplishments, his greatest legacy was his pioneering efforts in shaping the present and future of broadcasting. But his emergence as an outstanding private media entrepreneur did not take the shine off his foray into politics just as a star of duty in the murky and sometimes dangerous waters of Nigerian politics, for which he was cherished, was not unnoticeable. The fire of politics was kindled by active involvement in student unionism while studying in Poland and was fanned by a lift of ban on politics. His journey through Nigeria's political landscape straddled the Second, Third, and Fourth Republics. At his youthful age of 31, his potentials as a political strategist of the first rank became manifest when he led the campaign organization of former Governor Bamanga Tukru to win the 1983 governorship election in the defunct Gongola, now Adamawa and Taraba states. Chief of Staff to Adamawa State Government Eugene Edgar Amos and Awal Tukru speak on the significance of the media mogul's involvement in the politics of Gongola State.
Oh, more than a brother.
Talk about that.
More than a brother. You know, he grew up under our father. So although yes, biological, but in many, many, many ways, Raymond was the first son in the house. It's an example of how we should be as a country, as a people. It's relevant if it was on South-South, how is that concerned? You know, he performed, he was loyal, he did his job. And as far as our father was concerned, he mentored him, trained him, he knew the sort of person he had with him as chief of staff. He knew his capacities and his capabilities.
It highlights the pan-Nigeria outlook that the country then displayed, that someone could occupy a sensitive position as sensitive as chief of staff to the governor, who is not from that state, tells a lot about the perception people had, the tendency to relegate the primordial sentiments that currently bedevil our social and political life.
In October 1983, Dokpesi's appointment as Chief of Staff and full cabinet member by the then Governor Bamanga Tukru signals his first involvement in political governance. It was also an indicator of national unity and promotion of religious harmony. According to his lawyer, confidant and friend, Mike OZEKPEDIA, the step launched Dokpesi into the mainstream of national politics.
And again, a Bode boy becoming chief of staff to a governor in faraway Gongola State, now made up of Adamawa and Taraba states. That will show you the kind of character this guy was, the kind of value he added to politics and political conversation in Nigeria. He himself was later to run for the Senate during that short period of interregnum, and he lost. But he didn't give up. He never gave up.
In the later years, in 1992, 2007, 2011, and 2022, He coordinated presidential campaign for late Adamu Chiroma, ex-Governor Peter Odili, ex-military president Ibrahim Babangida, and former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, putting such efforts in the People's Democratic Party, PDP.
Dokpesi was not one given to political harlotry or prostitution. He was as constant as a northern star. He had values, he had character, he had integrity, and he believed that one of the traits of leadership is being consistent, not being malleable, not changing with the times just because they suit you now or because they do not suit you now. So that singular act of being one of the few Nigerians ever that remained in his political party is an aspect of this man I think Nigerians should begin to look at.
Fearless and daring, Dokpesi was part of the National Republican Convention in the short-lived Third Republic but stepped down for Bashir Tofa, who later emerged as presidential candidate of the party in the 1993 presidential election.
What happened to him politically was a betrayal of the closest allies that he normally have meeting with,